chase it. Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Happy Monday to you all. I hope that you're having an amazing day thus far. If not, it's about to get that much better. Listen, y'all, I feel like it's been a long time since I've gone live, for real, and because I've been working on some things. But listen, I am here now, and I have some things to share with you all. So, if you're watching live, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from tonight, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't plan to be before you long tonight. In fact, I have 2 calls that I'm supposed to be on in the next 5 minutes, so we're going to see what's going to happen. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with my intro, as I always do. My name is Sharita Leon. I went from being a homeless, disabled, single mom to a 2-time #1 best-selling author with books that were on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach, an internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of the legendary Les Brown, a Forex trader and investor, and I empower my tribe to live their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer in my faith is exuded in all that I do, so welcome, everybody. All right, y'all, let me share with you really quickly what it is that I have come on this live for tonight. I had an amazing weekend in Dallas. I was in Dallas from Thursday until yesterday evening. And let me tell you, every day was an amazing experience. And while I was there, it reminded me of how life is for the living. There are so many people that merely exist, but they're not actually living life. There's a whole other world out there waiting for you to experience it. In fact, there's a whole nother world out there waiting for you to create it. How about that? Being creators in our own right. That's what God created us to do and be, to be made in his image and made in his likeness. And so while I had some amazing times with some amazing people, I went to the gun range for the first time. I shot a gun for the first time. I mean, it was crazy, but it was so much fun at the same time. I had amazing people around me, people that are changing lives literally around the world. And as I came back home last night, I was flying back, and a very interesting experience happened, right? So I was sitting next to these 2 ladies who were cracking me up the whole time on the flight. And so we were sitting right behind first class, okay? So literally, there's first class and then there's us, okay? And hey, Pastor Sean, I know that's right, create our own world. So we're sitting behind first class to the point where, they have the little sheet to separate everybody. And so the lady's making jokes about how she's sitting there not in first class. And for me, I saw things totally differently, as I always do, right? And so as I'm watching the people sit in the front, and as they're being served their food while everyone else gets the little pretzels in the water, right? I was thinking, hey, Miss Becky, how are you? I was thinking to myself, sitting right here should not be okay. Sitting right here, right behind first class, where you can see first class, you can reach your hand and touch first class, is not okay. Now, mind you, the seats that are in the front, you have to pay for those too, because that's how they do it now, right? They make you pay for the seats that are right behind first class, unless you're way in the back. But it wasn't good enough. Now, while someone else can make jokes about it and think it's not a big deal, hey, to each his own. There are people, obviously, that could pay for first class and choose not to because it's just extra money. We get there at the same time, right? That's someone's thinking, and that's fine. But then there are others who actually know that their lifestyle should be first class. Am I talking to somebody tonight? If you know that you have an upscale first class lifestyle awaiting for you, put a #1 in the chat. If you're someone that you know that you were called and created to the first class type of lifestyle, put a 1 in the chat. Because see, while we can laugh about it and make jokes, which is great, right? For me, it was something totally different. For me, it was like not just being in first class, but having your own private plane, not having to go through TSA. Hello, somebody. not having to take your shoes off to go through TSA, not having to worry about babies crying in the background unless it's your baby, okay? Not trying to be wondering if who's going to be sitting next to you, did they take their COVID vaccine or not? Like, not having any of those thoughts in your mind, but rather the lifestyle where you have a private driver that takes you to the private plane. See, I know too many people personally, like their numbers are in my phone, to not live that life that they're living. They have the private driver drive them to the private plane. Okay? And so as I was watching that, something inside of me was risen to another level once again. Hence the title of this video, which says, "This should make you mad." And see, MAD is an acronym, and I have two acronyms for you tonight. MAD being make a decision. Make a decision to have more abundance demonstrated in your life. Did you catch those two acronyms? Make a decision to make more or have more abundance demonstrated in your life. Abundance starts first with a consciousness. Knowing that, first of all, I was created from abundance, for abundance, to be abundant. That's number one. Once you have the consciousness that abundance is your birthright and is natural for you, you can then now start to create a lifestyle which aligns with what you already know. What you already know in your mind's eye then becomes natural and manifests in the natural realm. Having a lifestyle of abundance, a lifestyle of opulence. You know, I was in a master class with the CEO of the company that I partnered with, and in that he was sharing how he created his own life. And he was sharing how he was very specific as to creating his, not just a vision board, but a vision, well, he had a vision board and a vision book and a paper dealing with what he wanted. And with that, he was very specific as to the lifestyle that he wanted. He went on to talk about how he didn't just want the nice car, but he wanted the car with the driver. Okay? Now, how specific are you with the things that you say you want to manifest in your life, right? So he went on and he wrote down that he had the car and the driver. Well, this day, fast forward, he has multiple cars, multiple drivers that align with exactly what he said he wanted. He made a decision to have more abundance demonstrated in his life to where now he lives a life of abundance. Abundance meaning having nothing missing, nothing broken, having whatever your heart desires. All right, Miss Becky, so let's change that to you are walking across the stage in October. Abundance consciousness is now. It's not I am going to, I want to, I will. It's always now. Faith is now. There is no time and space in the spiritual world. So when we make our affirmations, when we speak, when we want something, we decree it as it being done now because it's already finished. It's already finished. We just got to work it out to bring it into where the realm of where we all see and feel things. So if you have made a decision, right, if you get mad about wanting to walk on that stage, it's done. And I'm in full agreement with you. I'm in full agreement that you will be in in Houston, walking across the stage. I had another team member walking across the stage just last weekend. Shout out to Queen Joy from Philly. So why not you? Why not you? So she said, God may have another plan. So that's a great point. So since we're gonna have a teaching moment, let's go ahead and say this. When you are in divine alignment, you can decree a thing and watch be established, and you bring your works upon God and he'll cause them to be established. When you are in divine alignment, you will know if something is God's will or not. Oftentimes that is used as a crutch to not get things done. And it's not done consciously, it's done subconsciously because we've all been taught that we're always waiting on God if it's the Lord's will. We roll our works upon the Lord and he'll cause our works to be established. It's that simple. So you can put something before God and you'll see if that's what the will is. But you have to make the decision first for anything to ever get done, if that makes sense. So I'm on this plane, I'm looking at the service that the people are getting in front of me in first class, and the decision is made. A decision is made to make and have more abundance demonstrated in my life. There are decisions that have to be made. And the thing about decisions is that they're not always easy. They're not always easy, and they don't always appease everyone. And that is where a lot of people get stuck. Because once a decision starts making people uneasy, once a decision makes you uneasy, we typically go right back to what makes us comfortable. The problem with that is what makes us comfortable is the very thing that created the life that you currently live that is not in alignment with abundance. What would happen if every time you spoke or had a desire for something, you had the ability to make it happen? What would your life look like? Like, have you thought about that? Have you considered that you have the ability to create what you want? What would life look like? I have experienced way too much and know way too many people that have created exactly what they want out of life. And it all started with getting mad. It all started with making a decision to want more, to have more abundance demonstrated, to live a life of demonstration. See, it's one thing to recite scriptures, it's one thing to recite what you would like to manifest in your life. But it's a totally different thing when you can actually see and when others can see what you've spoken, what your desires are, and they happen. That takes a lot of spiritual growth, spiritual discipline, and desire to make all that come full circle and work for you. Because there is no good thing that God will withhold from you. That's a promise. There is no good thing that God will withhold from you. So that means we have to turn back around and look within us and say, well, why don't I have that good thing? Why didn't this happen yet? Because there's far more responsibility on us than we actually tend to realize. And quite frankly, it happens because of lack of knowledge. It also happens because we would rather blame someone else. It makes things easier. And so when you take the moment to be conscious of everything going on in your life, you take a moment to realize that I can actually change this, things begin to change. Things begin to change. You begin to change. Not the people around you, but you begin to change. And so tonight I want to ask you, are you willing to get mad? Are you willing to get mad so that way you can have more abundance demonstrated in your life? Living an abundant lifestyle is not just for you, but it's for all of the people that you will be able to inspire by seeing your life. By all the people that will be blessed because you are now a blessing to them, where now you can do more than just pray for people. Having opportunities for people to change their lives. See, there's a book that I read that changed my life forever. And this was my first personal development book. And when I read this in the book, it changed my mind. And it was like, what? What do you mean? It was almost the opposite of what I had ever been taught. And the book is called The Science of Getting Rich by Waddles D. Waddles. If you don't have that book, I urge you to order it tonight. In fact, go to YouTube and listen to the audio. It will change your life. When I got that book, I finished it in like, I want to say a day and a half. I was glued to it. I was like, what? How come I never knew of these things? And see, I found out about it by being in the amazing industry that I'm in today of direct sales and marketing. I would have never known about personal development had it not been for this industry. And someone referred that book to me. I got it immediately. And I was like, wow, these are the secrets that the wealthy know that we don't know. This is why they keep getting rich. Yes. The Bible says, my people perishes of a lack of knowledge. Not because they don't pray enough, not because they don't fast enough, not because they don't read the Bible enough, but no, because of a lack of knowledge. And so I read this book, and in the book it says, you don't help the poor by just giving more to the poor or giving them money. No, you help the poor by being rich and helping them get rich. You don't help them. If you sow into them being poor, that doesn't make them any richer. You help them by helping them create wealth. You help them by giving them opportunities. Yeah, sure. Again, Pastor Sean. The book is called The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich. So how do you help the poor people? By giving them an opportunity to be rich, by giving them a rich consciousness. And so by you living an abundant lifestyle, you now can inspire and teach someone else how to do the same thing. You now can create opportunities to help someone else create that for themselves. As the saying goes, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man how to fish, and he or she will eat for a lifetime. Thank you, Pastor Sean. So would you rather me teach you how to get this bag, or would you rather me just give you $1 today? I personally have helped a lot of people make a lot of money in multiple industries. I've literally made people tens of thousands of dollars. So I'm sure those people that I taught how to make that money are way more happier than the fact that someone else just gave them the money. Because now, for the rest of their lives, they have gone on to do some amazing things because I taught them how to do it. So it's time to get mad. And for some of you, it's time to get mad again because you made a decision, maybe got a little shaky on it. You know, life happened, stuff started going left. You weren't sure. You said one day you're going to do it, then one day you're like, I don't know. It's time to make a new decision. It's time to make a new decision. And in making that new decision, make sure that you make your mindset up to have more abundance demonstrated in your life. Have more abundance demonstrated in your life. Let's look at the word demonstrated. Because while we often know definitions, but it goes a lot deeper. And I like to break down words, right? So the definition of demonstration. So let's see what Google has to say. The action or process of showing the existence or truth of something by giving proof or evidence. I'm going to say that again. The action or process of showing the existence of truth of something by giving proof or evidence. Evidence. Keep that word in mind. Another definition is a practical exhibition and explanation of how something works or is performed. What would happen if abundance was the evidence of your life? That's another word for a demonstration. If abundance was the evidence of your life. You could show and see abundance in all that you do. How would that change? How would that change the trajectory of your life? Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I have been overly obsessing and studying and persuading, unlearning, relearning, and learning all things concerning spiritual practices and laws and promises that God has given me, and you too if you believe it, to the point where anything else will never do. It will never do. Opulence, abundance, health, total prosperity, that is my divine right. That is my divine right. And if that is my divine right, if I am one with God, surely everything around me and in me must demonstrate that. So, listen, it's time for things to go up to not just another level, but to a higher dimension. A higher dimension. There's some layers that need to be taken off, both physically and spiritually, for many of you that are watching right now. You could watch the movement take place. You can watch the evolution and the elevation take place, and or you can choose to be a part of the movement. You can choose to be aligned with greatness. You can choose to be around people that will challenge you to become better, that will give you the opportunities to become better and to change your life. You can all do that. It's all about getting mad. It's all about making a decision and then making sure that you have more abundance demonstrated in your life. So if you're that person that's ready, you're ready to get mad. Mad squared, right? Mad to the second power. If you're ready to get mad, then you need to be in my inbox. Allow me to show you how to do that. Literally show you how to do that. Now, y'all know I'm not for everybody. You know that. But if what I'm sharing with you tonight resonates with you, then it's time for you to get away from your old things, align what is it I can share with you, and then just do it. Stop questioning, stop doubting, stop feeling as if you can't, stop being so connected to what you were doing that you can't move forward. It's time out for that. It's time out for that. I'm on this, I can't even quite say it, but y'all gonna see it. The level of conscious interrupt that I go through on a day-to-day level, day-to-day basis, y'all have no idea. Because I now know more than ever that if it is to be, it's truly up to me. Period. And so if you're ready, get in my inbox. Let's get it going. All right. I thank you all for watching. Until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life. Be blessed, everybody.
I'm a millionaire, money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.
Get your money. Get your money.